Good morning again. Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. This is going to be a brief response to a video I just watched by Dr. Jeff Kielizewski, maybe I'm saying his name right, who is a professional forensic psychologist with specialty in sex offenders. And he makes a weekly vlog, apparently. I just caught one of his videos and have never seen one before. I want to respond to it, if I could, with my own thoughts on what appears to be a very professional man with a lot of experience in analyzing risk by his own admission and helping to prosecute sex offenders. Maybe that's the essence of what he does. And I want to say a couple of things. First of all, with due respect to the doctor, I want to say I had a very difficult time watching this video. First of all, because I understand the trade-off of labels. I understand that when you label something, you're essentially truncating reality. You're cutting off the important parts. And I understand that this is necessary, like he says, actually, in the video, he admits that this is necessary for making determinations, quote unquote, which means prosecution. You can't document, communicate, or prosecute someone without labels, unfortunately, which is important. No, he's right. He has a point. However, I don't believe he understands the hazard and the things that are left behind after labeling somebody. So I'm going to start with one thing in particular. The idea of a sex offender is one way to look at it. With due respect, you're blaming a whole person for an event and a behavior. It's a behavior. Let's be clear about that. And it may be a chronic behavior. There's a label for you. Or it may be an acute behavior, an incidental thing that happened once or twice, or it could be a misinterpreted behavior. These are all possibilities. As far as the court goes, as far as our courts go, it's a big conversation, obviously. But we do not, first of all, execute justice in our court systems. I want to start with this. What we do is we apprehend people who have already been decided as guilty. We skip due process in lieu of legal precedent in the form of codification, laws that are already written down. We do not wait for there to be a problem, typically. We look for problems and we anticipate a problem before it happens. And like this person says in the video, we assess the risk. We assess the would happenness of it. And many times, especially if there's some kind of precedent on the person's part, some kind of history or a prior conviction, as we call them, it is decided in the interest of safety what to do about it. So hold on a second. This is a lot of bullshit. Okay, first of all, if you'll pardon my expression. Never mind second chances. Never mind justice. Never mind, fairness and objectivity. Never mind being proper. Let's just start with a definition. If you like labels so much, let's define what a sex offense is. Let's define what it is, because he doesn't even do that. Okay, a sex offense is it when someone's upset, like a third party? Is it when someone feels like they didn't get a fair shake in a romance? Is it he said, she said? Is it when somebody has failed to consent? Yes. There it is. It's when there was no consent. Now, it brings into question what is consent. I'm going to say this again from memory, and if you happen to have a pen, you might want to write this one down. I have a feeling this might be famous. This thing right here that I'm about to say. Consent is a 5-part device. 5 parts. First part is wherewithal. That is, you understand the proposal, understand it and its central effects, not just now, but moving forward, the central effects. The second part is consciousness. He does cover this a little bit, credit to him, about people who are roofied or incapacitated, who are, in a coma. That's another way to take advantage of somebody without consent. You have to be conscious. That's the second part. Third part, for agreements in general, written consent, brevity, Something must be digestible. There's an abuse going around with contracts that are voluminous, thousands of pages with stuff embedded. That's an abuse, and it has to be something easy to understand, or else there can be no consent on that point. The fourth part, the most important part, the actual consent itself. The actual consent can be implied. It can be expressed. It can be retroactive. But if at some point in the future it is withdrawn or denied, then there was none. So be sure, if you're engaging with sexual activity with somebody who may eventually withdraw it, and there's a protection on the books for that type of person, while we're talking about types of people, be very careful that it will not be withdrawn, because if it is, it was non-consensual. The fifth part of the device is no riders, no group consent. You cannot say, because you joined a group, because you're a member, you therefore consent to everything that everyone in that group must consent to. That's also an abuse. We see this all the time. Terms of service, right? If all 5 of these conditions are met, if somebody has wherewithal, if they are conscious, if the consent, if written, was brief enough to be understood within reason, if they actually consent, and if it was between 2 people, it is valid. Nothing else needs to be asked. It's none of your business. Your labels, your concern, the feelings of third parties are irrelevant. Get the busybodies out of the situation. Stop giving them a platform to manipulate and control people for thousands of reasons that they might want to. Stop letting people abuse it by understanding, first of all, what you're even talking about, and minding your business after that. And wait until there's an actual problem. Because if there isn't one, there's something called false prosecution. If you want to, label people, you want to run around with your label gun and call them this and that and say that they're a risk or not, and prosecute people because there might have been a problem or there might be a future problem, that's on you. If there was no problem, if there was no crime, it becomes a crime on your part. I'm 100% sure of that. We aren't doing this yet, but we're going to. There will be no more false imprisonment. There will be no more false accusations, because there will be no more paranoid people running around with label guns. Dick Wolf, Dateline. Are you getting monetized? Oh, you're getting paid too, right? Okay, well, you have a job labeling people. Is that a conflict of interest? Do you have bills to pay? I do feel strongly about this. I feel like maybe you're making a buck off this, sensationalizing it. You're making videos. I'm making videos because you're making videos, and because you're prosecuting people and labeling them and putting them in a database, ruining lives, when most of the time there was no problem to begin with. Okay? And we are not done talking about this. So this is a response to that video, and probably all of his other ones. I haven't watched them all, in honesty, but let's talk more. Have a great day, and if you have questions or comments, reach out to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.